You are listening to the award-winning WHCM
88.3 FM, Palatine, Illinois, a broadcast station of Harper College and its Board of Trustees. It is time for Streaming Verse here on WHCM. Just a reminder, the thoughts and ideas on our show are our own and not necessarily reflective of the opinions of WHCM, Harper College, or its Board of Trustees.
Could you hear me?
I just turn up the volume a lot to hear you.
I can't really hear myself right now. I'm going to adjust your camera as well.
Okay.
So why don't you start, Chris? What have you been streaming?
What have I been streaming? Slow Horses. I love Slow Horses so much. It's on Apple TV, if you haven't heard of it. Gary Oldham is in it, who is it's crooked.
I was using that camera.
Who is a cranky, belligerent, drunk, bad spy, because he's in the spy. It's called the Slough House, and it's like the spies who have done bad things, and it's based on a book series. But it's such a good show. I've been really getting into that. It's one of those. It's on Tuesdays, so really it's on Wednesdays, but Tuesday like after 9 p.m. you can watch it. So it's like Tuesday 9 p.m. I'm watching this show. What have you been streaming?
Okay, just making sure I got the cameras right now.
Okay, good.
Last week we went without cameras, so now I'm like, I have to learn something brand new again. I know. I have been streaming a book. Big shocker, right? It's a book called The Rom-Commers, and it's by Catherine Center. I always say her name Catherine. I don't know why I do that. It's Catherine. It's not that hard.
But that's kind of the fun stuff about books. Like, I have characters' names probably totally wrong, but that's what they are to me.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
They can be whatever you want them to be. That's what I've
Exactly.
decided when I read. Like, I don't know what the word, I can't even say this word.
That one.
Extraneous? What's that? You know what I'm...
What? No, I don't.
I'm trying to think of like a hard word. We'll go with oatmeal. I don't know how to say oatmeal, so it's oatish. Like, you know what I mean? You can just make up whatever you want, which is awesome.
I mean, yeah. But this is the author's name, so,
still,
you know.
Doesn't matter. You don't know her. You're never going to meet her. Who cares?
You don't know that. She friended me on Goodreads.
Ooh.
I know. I felt so cool. She's one of my, automatic buy authors, so if I see she's coming out with a new book, I'm like, oh, I need it to pre-order. She writes, I think they're considered young adult. I mean, there's no, crazy spicy scenes in them. Basically rom-coms, and they're so wholesome and sweet, and they're quick reads. I read The Bodyguard by her, and that is just absolutely adorable, and I'm almost done with the rom-commers, and it's so adorable. I love it. And there's just enough, drama to keep me involved in it. Not, petty drama, but, car almost falling off the side of a giant mountain drama to, keep me involved in it. But it's also, not heavy. It's, chill and just super sweet. So I love her, all of her stuff. Yeah. So I was very excited. This book just came out. So
nice. Before I share what I've also been streaming,
yes.
I'm just going to read off what some of our listeners and viewers have been streaming. So if you're listening on 88.3 FM, you can also listen on harperradio.com or head over to YouTube Live. Look for the Harper Radio channel and you will find us. So Deegan has been streaming Star Wars, Rebels, Beauty and the Beast, 1946.
that's two separate things.
Okay. So Star Wars, he has it like a colon though. Star Wars
No.
Rebels, comma,
Yeah, comma.
Beauty and the Beast from 1946 and the Clone Wars. Again, this is how I read books. So
It's like Star Wars Rebels, Beauty and the Beast. That sounds crazy.
And Chastity texted me, and they have been streaming Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the one with Donald Glover, the series, which is really good on Prime.
Yes. I remember you talking about that.
I love that, yes. And then she also sort of started Tracker, and I love her description, so I'm going to read this. Sort of started Tracker on Paramount, dreamy man doing dreamy things. I love that description, and it's true. So that show came out actually last year, and season 2 actually starts in a couple weeks. So if you are a fan of that show, it will be back. And then Caroline has chimed in.
Wow, thanks for tuning in, Caroline.
And she's been streaming Uptown Girls movie and Harry Potter movies. Oh, that's so sad. I mean, I'm saying it's sad because Maggie Smith passed away. So
I just watched the video of her trying to teach whatever Ron's name is.
Ron.
Like in real life. Weasley.
Oh.
What? Rupert Grant? Rupert?
Yeah.
Rupert.
That's the name of Susanna's Minecraft piggy bank. Okay, anyways. I forgot how to use the cameras. Her trying to teach him how to like dance for one scene, and she's like, arm here, and he's just like not, because he's like a kid, and it was so funny.
We had one more person chime in. Erin's been streaming season 2 of Interview with the Vampire on AMC Plus. She went and got her 7-day trial. 7-day free trial. Apparently, words in the right order and spacing is not my thing today.
That's fine. It's never mine. So.
And so she's been binging that. What else have I been I've been streaming something. Oh, I watched Clueless again because we talked about it as being my feel-good movie on the quiz.
That's right.
So I decided to watch it again, and I realized I do this little curtsy thing every once in a while, and it's from the movie. So I'm well aware of how to curtsy because my mother had to learn how to curtsy for the royal family. Literally.
Wow.
Not the queen, but like Princess Anne. She was going to go to this lunch, either Princess Anne or now King Charles. She was going to go to this lunch, women in business, blah, blah, blah. So she had to learn how to
King Charles.
curtsy. And so I'm very aware of how to curtsy. But in Clueless, Cher does this it does a curtsy this very specific, cute way, which I'm not going to demonstrate on camera right now. For anyone who wants to see, like if you see me in public, ask and I'll do it. But and I realized, I do it the way I do it because of this, and I never put the two together. Like at home, and I'm about to out myself as crazy. I will, if I do something like, I got all the dishes done, yay me, and I'll do the little curtsy thing.
That's amazing.
As a way of like celebrating myself.
Yeah. I mean, I run around like Jack Sparrow every chance I get when I'm alone in the apartment.
Seriously?
Because there's a long hallway and I'm just like, dun, 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 dun. So I get that.
I love that.
Oh, man. I haven't streamed like much, but I have fallen down a rabbit hole. I think because, school's kind of ramping up and you're getting like serious assignments now. I re-downloaded The Sims because I love procrastinating. And so embarrassing. It's really not because I talk about Minecraft all the time. I will watch people play The Sims and it just makes me want to play The Sims more. But it's like the people I watch play the most like outlandish, like they like go through like plots and they're like, oh yeah, like, and their commentary is just so funny. And so there's this one British girl on YouTube, her name is Whiny Brit, and she just plays The Sims all the time, and it's so funny because I can't say the commentary on air, but it's just like outrageous because she's, when you're playing Sims, you're playing God. You're telling these characters what to do, and you dress them up and you build them pretty houses, and you're like, okay, you're going to do exactly what I do, or what I want you to do. Yeah, when I tell you to do it. And like you create these little families, and then you're like, oh, but for the plot I have to kill off this Sim, like, sorry, like you just have to die, you know what I mean? So like she just takes it to a whole new level, and it is hilarious. And every time I watch her videos, I then end up playing The Sims for a couple hours, which is not great for me because then I will realize like, oh wow, I literally just sat here for 2.5 hours just telling people where to go. Cool.
That's really interesting when you put it that way. Obviously, there's a lot of creativity behind it, and there's a lot of comfort because you control the world. Like,
right.
I get that, but at the same time, at the end of the day, it's like I could have a job telling people what to do. Why did
No, exactly. Why am I like playing my silly little video game being like, okay, go here. No, pick up the infant. Pick it up. Because there's a glitch in The Sims that you cannot pick up I need to talk to EA developers right now because you tell your Sim to go take care of their baby. They will not take care of their baby. They will pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down. Take care of your baby. The CPS, or the Sims version of CPS, will take the children away if you do not fill their need bars. It makes me so upset. So like, pick up the baby and feed them. Oh my God. Sorry.
I have one other thing that I want everyone to join me in watching. Like, we're not here in this room, we're not going to watch it, but I want both of you, Caroline and Nina, to pull up Haley Joe Osment. Just look and see what he looks like, okay? And for those who are listening, I encourage you to actually watch this video while we're talking. Keep the volume at a lower level. But he's the little kid from Sixth Sense, and he's done other things. Do you know?
My dad was just talking about Sixth Sense on the way here.
Well, he has done a video portraying J.D. Vance trying to order a donut.
That's the guy! Oh my God!
Funny.
Wait,
it's so funny, and I think there's now people petitioning like he should be J.D. Vance on SNL.
Yes!
It was the funniest thing I've seen. He gets in line and goes, donut. And the lady behind the counter goes, what kind of donut? And he's,
oh yeah! Wait, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, that was on Jimmy Kimmel Live, right? Oh my God.
So it was. I saw that. It was hysterical. I didn't see the show, but I saw just the video of it. So and it gave me a good little chuckle. So
whenever I think of the donut video, because I've seen it quite a few times and just been like, wow, yeah. Whoa. I think it was Stephen Colbert was doing a monologue on everything that has happened recently, and he was like, I don't think couches are the only thing that like gets this man going. Did you see the way that he looks at donuts? And I was like, Stephen Colbert, stop right now. That is, yeah, that's true. So yeah, that got me. So now I find the video even funnier because.
Right. Yeah.
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 Yeah. If you know, you know.
All right, so you are listening to WHCM, and this is Streaming Verse. We will be right back after these important messages about Harper College.
For a list of recent played tracks, visit harperradio.com for the full playlist.
Hello, music lovers. Don't forget to reserve your seat on the Ascending Jukebox, a show that traverses the musical cosmos of artists past, present, and undiscovered. Think of it as a guided tour of a museum for the mind and the ears. We launch at 6 p.m. every Wednesday. Make sure you book your seats, sit back, and enjoy the ride.
Vic's Music Picks is flawless. Vicky's show goes from 1 to 2 and always gives me good music.
I hear she's live on air every Thursday. So fetch.
One time, she played all of my favorite artists. It was awesome.
Hey, I'm Vicky from Vic's Music Picks of the Week. My show airs Thursdays 1 to 2 p.m. and I hope you'll tune in.
Do you know about the art exhibition space in room C200? Harper College hosts some visiting artist exhibitions, student works, and juried exhibitions in our gallery throughout the year. What about Studio V in J133A? Studio V is a professional, student-run boutique offering a wide array of student-designed works. Stop by sometime. We always got something fresh.
FM 88.3 WHCM, Palatine, Illinois, a broadcast service of Harper College.
All right. We are back with Streaming Verse here on WHCM, and this is Nina and Chris. Okay, it's about to get loud in here. Apparently someone needs to come in. Nina,
Yeah.
why don't you talk about what our topic is going to be, and while I deal with this.
Okay. So I feel like everyone has these media sorts, whether it's a TV show, book, or a movie, that is absolutely terrible. And you know that it's terrible, but you just keep watching it. Some might call it a guilty pleasure. Others might just call it watching trash TV. I don't know.
Both can be true.
Yeah, maybe both can be true. They're not mutually exclusive. And I found that I watch and absorb a lot of trash media. And I know this. I'm trying to get better at it, whether it's just like doom scrolling on my phone, just like searching for a meaning of life in the middle of the day when I should be doing something else. Or consuming these terrible media sources. And I found that sometimes I go in knowing it's bad. I look at the reviews, or someone goes, oh my God, I just watched the most terrible thing ever. And I go, oh my God, I need to see it. What is it? So yeah, we're going to talk about TV shows, movies, books that are so bad that they're good somehow.
Can we start with the obvious one?
Yes.
I'm not going to say it's good, but I'm going to say I'm
Okay.
curious.
Yeah.
It ends with us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So neither of us liked it, the book. Neither of us have
No.
seen the movie
No.
because we're waiting for it to be free to us on what we're already paying for.
Yes.
But part of me wants to read the second book.
Oh my God. No, I know, literally. I should state that.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
I am bad writing curious.
Yeah. It's entertaining. I shouldn't say necessarily that it's good. It's just entertaining.
Right. Right, exactly. Yeah.
So,
How did someone make this and get paid?
yes. Yes. You know, looking at Colleen Hoover books, I have only read the one. It Ends With Us. Thank God I didn't waste any more time. I nearly gave up like 4 pages into that book, but I said, you know what? I need it for my reading goal. Like, I'm just going to keep going. And do I sometimes lay in bed thinking about all of the time that I wasted reading that book when I could have been reading any other book? Yes, I do. But Colleen Hoover, you know what she does?
What?
She gives me hope. Because if
Yes!
she can write that and be a #1 New York Times bestselling author,
Have a movie made.
have a movie made with Blake Lively,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
there's hope for me and all of us.
I agree. I like that a
Thank you.
lot. Because that's what I need to do. No, Chris, you're not a good writer. No, you shouldn't be trying. But wait, Colleen Hoover
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah. And I know this is going to be very controversial, because they are, hate to even say this, they are a great writer, just not a great person at all, but J.K. Rowling. How can you go for so long and have such a successful career for so long and then screw it up with like that?
I know. And dig in.
Yeah.
Digs in
Yeah.
on it.
Mm-hmm. Make the world fall in love with these characters that you created, and then suddenly be like, actually, wait, I'm a terrible person. You can't do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That was off topic. Sorry.
Yeah. But I get it. Mo, my first thing I was going to bring up is in the same category. Although Stephanie Myers might be a wonderful person, Mormon or not, but Twilight.
I knew you were going to talk about this.
Twilight. Like, so I saw the movies and I read all the books twice. Twice?
That's dedication. Those are thick books.
And I actually do like her writing. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the subject matter, especially when you look back on it. But one of my favorite parts that she did when Edward leaves because he's convinced she'll be better without him.
Right.
Is there's 3 blank pages, one for every month, like October, November. And I'm like, that was very powerful. It was very powerful. But then we have the movies, which are just, and we realized, oh, look, Edward's controlling. Oh, look.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually horrible. And of course, the whole sex thing, because they make it, oh, we can't have sex because I'll hurt you. No, it's because she's a Mormon and she didn't want to write sex into anything. Love, religion, how it's like, we don't want to write a book about religion because people might not read it, but we still can have sex.
Right.
Because there's no fun until marriage. Because it's a marriage chore thing to do.
Yes.
But I still watch it.
Oh, yeah.
I did buy the book as an audiobook, and every once in a while, when I'm going for a walk or a run, I listen to Twilight. I will still watch it if it happens to come on my screen. Oh, Twilight, now on Prime. Okay, let's watch it.
All right.
We are in. I want to see Bella, become, her whole body enveloped by the virus and make her beautiful and have makeup on permanently.
Bella. So again, it's so just entertaining.
Yes.
I wrote a movie down and then I deleted it because I realized, Nina, what are you talking about? That is a fictional masterpiece. How dare you even say such a thing? I wrote down the B movie and then I deleted it because I was like, I'm not trashing the B movie. That is
Can't
the most,
do it.
No, like a bee falls in love with a human. Genius. Sorry. Genius. Can't even say anything. Okay. This next one's a TV show. And I don't know. I mean, watching it, when I started watching it, I knew it had been, I don't know if it was off air completely, but it was it had been a couple years, so it was already running. So I was playing catch up. Glee is, I love it. I love it so much. It will always have a place in my heart. But the things that are done on this show, who decided, oh yeah, and I know I talk about this all the time, but okay, I'm writing an episode for TV. In the musical number, they're all gonna dive in the pool, you know what I'm talking about. And then, we have Archie, who's paralyzed, the guy in a wheelchair, and we're just gonna throw him in the pool as well. And then not do any follow-up on that. It's just, that just happened because it's part of the choreography, and he, you're on your own.
Yeah. It shows the ability to go, okay, I've already got them to buy the whole season, so I don't have to focus too hard on the writing. Yeah. So we're going to have this great choreography. Oh, crud. We have to include Archie.
Oh,
just throw him in.
Yeah. I would love to know what was going on in the writers' brains. And, the cast seemed to have so much fun with that show because it's just so outlandish. It's so ridiculous. They're in high school, and they're just high schoolers are insane, and they're mean, and they're ruthless, but, it's crazy. They're singing Bohemian Rhapsody while one of them gives birth. You guys are crazy.
Well, and then the wheelchair thing with, I forget the character's name.
Oh,
When she was texting and driving, and we had to make a point because, like we have, it's so funny. Somebody posted, I was reading something on Reddit recently, and basically it's like we need to come back with the 24 episodes a season vibe because we need filler episodes. You know what I mean? We need episodes to make a point. We need an episode where, sorry, I'm playing with my mic here. We need an episode where everyone sings, even though this is not a show about singing.
Yes, more musical
We need more musical episodes, and we need like the ones that make a dramatic point, like the very special episode of what's her name, Blair? I don't know why I'm thinking Blair, but
Gwen.
Where she's texting and driving and she's in a wheelchair for half a second.
Yeah, but they make a big deal, like she's going to be paralyzed forever. So then Archie takes her under his wing.
Yes.
And it's this whole bonding moment. And then she's like, oh, wait, guys, I'm fine. Just kidding.
Never mind, Archie, I don't like you again.
Yeah. Yeah, you're just still an inconvenience. Sorry.
At least do it for the rest of the season.
Yeah, no, they didn't even.
No, it was like 3 episodes. Wheelchair gone.
I don't even know if it was that long. It was so funny. It's not funny. It's like just how much of a writer's block do you have to hit to be like, oh, this is a great idea, guys.
This is it. This is the one.
Yeah, this is the big idea. We're going to get an Emmy for this. Like, again, gives me hope.
It does. It really does. We're going to take a quick break. You are listening to Streaming Verse here on WHCM. Keep it tuned. We'll be back with more on shows and movies, books we love to hate.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
are you ready for your Wednesday night routine?
It's the J&J Etc. Show.
We will fill your heads with sports, trivia, entertaining, and informative guests.
Wow. And of course, the Freak of the Week.
Ah, for crying out loud.
Tune in Wednesday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. on your 100-watt Circle of Friends, 88.3 FM, WHCM.
I like my circle small.
Or stream us live around the world at harperradio.com. We have faces for radio, but you can also catch us on YouTube Live from time to time.
Wait, Jarrett, we want to entertain our listeners, not scare them away.
But Joel, this is Harper Radio. Radio done differently.
Hey, this is the
Lowdown Brass Band,
and you are listening to WHCM 88.3 FM, Palatine, Illinois, a broadcast service of Harper College. Stay groovy, y'all. Woo!
I'm Dr. Anthony Lazarowitz, and this is Climate Connections. Jeannie Ortiz is from Puerto Rico. She was living on the island studying for the bar exam when Hurricane Maria struck in 2017. After the devastating storm, she saw firsthand the legal and administrative challenges people faced, applying for relief aid, negotiating with insurance, or replacing vital documents.
I started helping a family member whose apartment was damaged navigate FEMA's requirements because she only spoke Spanish. And after that, I also helped my employer at the time in applying for the Small Business Administration's disaster loan program. And I was struck by the length of the process and the numerous requirements.
Her legal expertise helped her provide much-needed assistance, and the experience helped shape the path of her career. Today, Ortiz is a vice director of the American Bar Association's Disaster Legal Services Program, which provides free legal aid to survivors.
It means a lot to be able to understand the tragedy of a disaster and be able to use my skills as a lawyer to do something to support that recovery.
And she says there's a growing need for free legal services in multiple languages as disasters grow more common in a warming world. Climate Connections is produced by the Yale Center for Environmental Communication. To learn more about climate change, visit climateconnections.org.
88.3 WHCM.
I see you, weary human, carrying the loads of modern life and longing to relieve some stress. Allow me to help. Well, hi. It is I, the groove machine itself, and I invite you to come along so that I can share with you my essence. Tune into the Groove Machine every Tuesday from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. on WHCM 88.3 FM. I'll be waiting.
That's a perfect Halloween one. I'll be waiting
Yeah.
in that voice that he does.
Yeah.
We are back with Streaming Verse with Nina and Chris on WHCM. You can also listen on 88.3 FM, harperradio.com, and you can join us on YouTube Live. Just look for the Harper Radio channel. We have some comments that we skipped. Not skipped. We didn't have a chance
We
to
just
get
didn't
to.
read them.
Yeah. So one of our DJs here, Gerald, who goes by Dub G, he has been streaming Sopranos and Agatha Christie's something.
Well, Agatha Christie is an author, right?
Yeah. I can't pronounce
Po-
it. Speaking of things,
Poirot? I don't know.
Speaking of things I can't pronounce.
Yeah.
And also chimed in with The Room as being something that was awful. In fact, The Room.
I don't know what that is.
So Tommy Wiseau, I think that's how you say it, made this movie The Room. Like, he directed it himself, wrote himself, all that stuff. It's so bad that somebody else made a movie about him making that movie. Yes, James Franco. I couldn't think of his name off the top of my head.
You're like rapid fire with this
Look
stuff
at her over
today.
there. She's good. But yeah, so
Great.
James Franco made a movie playing him about the movie. Like, it's so bad people have done things about it.
That would be so humiliating. I think if that happened to me, I'd be like, that's it, guys. Goodbye. Goodbye. You'll never see me again. Goodbye.
It's like Vanities of the Bonfire, which I've talked about before, was a Tom Wolfe book that I was reading. In the middle of me reading it, I went and saw the movie, which was a bad idea. And I decided, I vowed never do that again. Saw the movie. The movie was so bad. And, like, it's so bad I don't even think anyone can find it. I think they've burned it. But they wrote a book about how bad it was.
Oh, my God. Oh, God, that is humiliating. I literally, no.
So what else have you...
The list?
From your list of...
From my list. Let me see. Night Swim. Night Swim, I watched one night with my roommate because we were like, oh, the ad for it looks so stupid. Of course we have to see it. So we knew what we were getting into. The first, like, jump scare was like, oh, like, ugh, that's creepy. Because I think it was, like, just, like, showing hair coming out of a pool drain, and we were like, ugh, like, that's gross. Like, because, I mean, we live in an apartment in the city. We've had to use the drain snake. Yeah, it's terrible.
Sorry. I hate that job more than anything in the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty bad. So that kind of gave us the heebie-jeebies because of that. And then they show the actual, like, monster or demon or whatever it is. I don't really care. And that is a big mistake because it looked so silly and it was the dumbest movie I think I've ever seen. It was just so funny, and it's supposed to be a horror movie. And that's the thing with making horror movies. You know, if it's done poorly, it will look funny because, like, the concept itself is funny, like, if you think about it, you know. So Night Swim is my favorite terrible movie, I think, and I recommend it to everyone.
You have to see how bad it
you
is.
You truly do, because this guy's like, I love baseball, and that's, like, kind of his entire personality. Like, there's nothing to this man except
Is it Chris?
You're asking the wrong person about men.
Oh, that's true.
I'm so sorry.
I forget who whoever played it. It was almost like going to be like his thing into, like, being in movies again.
Yeah. After this, definitely not. Deegan said Night Swim is the movie of the year. I couldn't agree more, Deegan. You know, I want to...
Oh, no! Wyatt Russell, who I actually love Wyatt Russell.
Okay, yeah. I mean, he was...
Yeah, but he was supposed to be Mr. Baseball. He's better in funny because he's better as, like, the straight guy in funny. Like, in a funny movie, he's a great straight guy.
He was very funny in this. He wasn't supposed to be.
And I don't mean straight sexually. I mean straight as in funny. Like, You know, in a comedy, there's always like the serious person and the funny person. He's the funny.
Oh,
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I don't.
I just realized I'm like, I keep saying straight. I might want to make sure that everyone understands what I mean by straight, because 30 years ago, you wouldn't have automatically gone, so what if he's straight? Like, we assume he's straight. You know what I mean? Like, in the movies, like 20 or 30 years ago. But now it's like, no. In comedy, there's always like the straight guy, the guy who's like Abbott and Costello. There was a straight guy, you know, like.
Yeah, no, in my
he's not
books,
funny.
In my books, you're gay until proven innocent or guilty. I don't know. Guilty. You're gay until proven guilty. That's my new motto.
Nice.
I'm
I like
so
that.
glad that everyone could hear that.
I like that it's movie of the year as well. I think that's awesome.
100%. I want to write essays about this movie. Just about how terrible it was, but how entertaining it was, and how I want to watch it again. Like right here, right now, let's do it.
See, some of that stuff I like, so Vanilla Sky is one of the movies I think is terrible.
Okay.
Horrible movie.
Never seen
and it. I am still intrigued by it. Like, how did that get made? But I never really want to watch it again because I feel it took 2 hours of my life away from me. Vanilla Sky's with Tom Cruise.
Okay, I see
So,
that.
like, and spoilers here, but if you haven't seen it, I'm saving you. So, he's apparently, like, in a coma the whole time. Like,
oh, it's one of the,
so at one point in the movie, he's doing something with either Penelope Cruz or some blonde, and there's a car accident.
Cameron
Well, he's
Diaz.
like ends up being in like in an induced coma or something.
Okay, yeah.
But they're injecting, and I may be totally wrong, but this is my take of the movie,
Okay.
which also shows you how bad it was because I sat through the whole thing. But they're injecting like kind of Sims. They're playing. He's the Sim.
Oh, crossover.
So it's Tom, you're now dating Penelope Cruz. Tom, you're not. So he thinks he's doing stuff, but as the movie goes on, he keeps having flashes like he'll be in an elevator and see that like half his face is damaged because he's very rich, so he can afford like this whatever he's in. Yeah. But yeah, so someone's playing Sims with him, which
That's
actually
crazy.
would be much more interesting. Then that Source Code is actually one of my favorite movies, and it's not great.
Chris, my favorite movie is Lucy, so.
That's true.
So I wasn't going to bring it up because I don't want Deegan to be like, yeah, Lucy, you'll admit that it's bad. No, I'm not admitting that it's bad. I'm admitting that it's not movie of the year, okay? Like
Right.
Night Swim.
Right. Yeah, that. But so it's like Source Code. Source Code is the one. And I love this movie so much. And I guess I love the movies with the bad science, and I know it's horrible and it's so stupid, but I love it because Lucy's not a bad movie, but it's bad
the science is so bad.
The Day After Tomorrow, and both of these are Jake Gyllenhaal that I'm going to mention, so I know you haven't seen them. Day After Tomorrow is when like climate change is discussed, and in 2 days we have a massive ice storm. And Source Code is Jake Gyllenhaal was some military guy who was blown up, but his brain was still active, so he's in a box. and the train gets blown up in Chicago, and they put him in to try to figure out who the bomber is. But he is so good, he can travel back in time. So
Just
they
the brain?
Yeah, he has half a torso. Like half of him is still there. No legs, like half a no arm, like he's, but his brain is fully functioning and gets lots of oxygen apparently.
From a heart.
And he keeps going back. He keeps going back. And he's traveling in time, and he stops the bombing. So it never happened. And only him and Vera, what's her face? Do you know who Vera is? I'm just quizzing Caroline because I've decided she knows everything over there.
She does know everything.
But he sends her a text so she knows it actually happened, even though he made it not happen because he time traveled.
That movie
is so stupid, but I love that movie.
That sounds amazing. If Jake Gyllenhaal wasn't in it, I would be all for it. But that man, sorry, not Not even messing with that. That is crazy.
Maybe we'll have to see if you'd be interested in the girl he's crushing on in the movie.
Oh, probably.
But she's so
Let's be
thin.
real
Oh my
here.
God, she's so thin. Sorry, she's also in. I don't mean it. I'm not criticizing her for being thin.
And she's just like.
But I'm like, how can she function? Like she's so thin. And I think she's a healthy thing. Again, like I said, I'm not judging her for being thin. That's not the point of me saying that. But she's in Bad Monkey right now. I'm trying to pull up her name.
Oh, okay.
Michelle Monaghan? Monahue? Monagah. Monaghan. I have to stop talking about people I can't pronounce. But she's so thin. I'm just like...
There are like tears running down my face right now.
But she's in it, so.
Okay, well, I don't know what she looks like off the top of my head, but I got a text from Aaron.
Yes.
This past week, being like, hey, have you been watching The Penguin? And I was like, no, like, I know what it is. It's Batman. Like, and she's like, oh, because and she name dropped this actress. I can't remember her name. She's in it, and I think you'd be interested in it. I want to know what, you'd say about it. And I literally, normally when I text LOL, I'm not actually laughing out loud.
Right, yeah.
But I was freaking by myself laughing out loud because I'm like, I'm sure I know Aaron outside of just like commenting, on YouTube and texting and stuff, but I'm sure if you just listen to the radio, you must think I'm crazy. Like, you must think I'm just like woman obsessed, the most shallow human being to ever exist, just being like, oh my God, there's a pretty woman in it. Yes, which like is partly not wrong, but when she was texting me that, I was having the realization of like, oh God, I make myself look terrible on the radio, and now it's forever on the internet for, future employers to just be like, oh, she's a creep. And so, thank you, Aaron, for unlocking I feel like an existential conversation with myself about where my life is going.
2 comments. First, read the last comment.
I know, Deegan, you'd like The Penguin.
Deegan agrees you'd like it.
Interesting.
You made me think of Elvis Presley when you were talking about that.
Oh, no.
There's a Elvis Presley movie, because they made him do a bunch of movies,
Yeah.
The Colonel, and it's Girl Happy. And there's a whole song. I'm girl happy. Yes, I'm girl happy. Can't you see?
Is that my theme song?
That's your theme song.
I really probably should have made, not that it makes any difference now with like facial recognition, and we're on YouTube.
I know.
But like, I should have made like a cool DJ name to like, so nobody can be like,
I know.
Oh, Nina? Like, but honestly, if you talk to me in person, I'm the same way. So it's like, I am just like this, and I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's the one thing about this show that I've realized before with my name, like I was invisible. You can Google my name and not find me.
Yeah.
Because my name is so common, you cannot find me. Yours, you probably can find you.
No, you look up my name, you get a lot of weird things.
Right, but you get a lot of weird things. So you're kind of not as invisible, but you're still like hard to find.
I mean, my old Vine account used to be there when they archived it. Oh God, it's gone now. Thank God.
Okay, but you Google Streamingverse,
Yeah.
we are all over the place.
Yeah.
It's like I am highly findable now.
It's like, oh my God, I'm famous. Everyone's perceiving me. They all think I'm this like.
It's just gonna take one person to go, hey, I listened to this show called Streamingverse. It sounds pretty cool. Let me Google. One famous person, and we are good. We are golden.
No, I know.
We're everywhere.
No, literally everywhere.
When I was looking up names of stuff like on what names like with Streamingverse, there are other things called Streamingverse, but really you just find us.
Yeah.
It's just us.
I was working on our TV Time and Letterboxd accounts, which, by the way, if you want to follow them, they're at streaming_verse, where I make a lot of lists of things, which is my pride and joy in life. And I was looking for, I lost, of course I did, our profile picture, the image that you had sent me. And so I just Googled streaming verse and it came up and I was like, I'm famous. This is crazy.
It is kind of weird though, like a false sense of fame.
Oh yeah.
We live with a false sense of fame.
We're absolutely delusional.
Google us, we're very famous.
Yeah.
But in real life, we walk out this room and it's like, who?
Yeah.
What?
No, our five viewers right now.
Which 3 of them are in this room?
Oh yeah, our 2 viewers right now, which one of them is my younger brother. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe the other one's my parents.
It's Dub G.
It's Dub G. I don't know if Dub G. Are you still here?
Could be. Yeah, could be gone.
Did my comment scare you away? I don't know.
But there's a lot of, like, it's fun. It's funny because Kevin Smith, the director, writer, producer, who actually just came out with a movie called The 430 Club, I think, or The 430 Movie, which I will see as soon as it's streaming because I think it's out of the theaters already.
Mm-hmm.
He used to rate things very badly. So if like he didn't like something, he was harsh on it.
So Deegan.
And he has changed his tune to be more like, hey, I was entertained. So even though we're saying it's bad, it's like, hey, I was entertained.
Exactly.
Like, I'm good.
Deegan, he's gotten better, I will say, and he's going to come at me for this, but he used to be very like, oh, but it's not a good movie. Because I think as he was learning about film more and more, he was like, no, it's not a good movie. He doesn't sound like that at all. And I'd be like, yeah, but I like it. And he just would not understand.
Yeah.
And we would argue about it all the time, but I think now he's like, I had fun. I mean, more so. I don't know if he's always like that, because he's always like, if it wasn't for that one part, I would have given it 5 stars, but now it's 4.5. And I'm like, okay, Mr. Film Director, whatever.
Yeah, so Kevin Smith says he's doing that now.
Thank God, because we need more people like that.
Yeah.
Because
Which is nice.
The technicality of the movie, the mise en scène, I don't care. Would I watch it again? Did I have fun? Was I entertained? Did it, make me forget about my own problems for an hour and a half?
Let's talk about Titanic for a second.
Oh my God, okay.
Because, kind of like what you're talking about, people love Titanic. Oh, it was a masterpiece, blah, blah. In reality, a woman who gave up all of her contacts in her life in mid 1915, 1912, 1913, around then, who had a diamond necklace in her possession and never sold it.
Yeah.
What are the likelihood she actually had a good life? Again, if you're looking at that. So it's like, that's not real.
No.
There's no way she did that, because she would have been washing laundry as a woman, washing laundry, you know what I mean? It's like, she wouldn't have had this glamorous life to go meet somebody after getting off a ship with nothing.
Yeah.
And not selling that diamond necklace or trying to break it up and sell something out of it.
Right.
So I just wanted to point that out because everyone loves Titanic. It won all these awards, but yet there's something in it that's super stupid.
I mean, isn't the entire story fake? Like the love affair. I know Titanic is based on the Titanic, but
right.
Yeah.
But the love affair could have happened, not in the way it's told though, like all the chases.
Yeah. No. I mean, I've never seen it. It's 3 hours and 14 minutes.
It's 3 hours and 14 minutes of your life that you will love.
Really?
I love Titanic.
Okay.
It's one of those movies I never purposely sit down to watch.
But you always.
But if I don't have really live TV anymore, but there have been times where it's like, oh, I'll put it on while I'm doing something else, and then I sit down during a certain scene, and I'm like, oh, I remember this, and but I also agree though that sometimes things are based on when they came out, because, and I think we talked about this on the show, at the time, finding anything on Titanic was amazing.
Yes.
So there's also the romanticism for people who saw it in its first run.
Right.
Because nothing had been discovered about it. It was all brand new. We knew nothing. So we were also watching it going, this is what it would have been like. Because we all had lived life with the mystery of, what was the Titanic? What happened?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we had the factual events, but there weren't necessarily pictures.
Right. It wasn't real enough for a lot of people to grasp, I feel like.
Right.
Maybe.
And so now it almost seems to you just like a work of fiction. I mean, because in general it is fiction, but so, okay, it was a Titanic, so what, I can go see pictures anytime I want, you know, that type of thing.
I mean, they literally just like found more pieces of it, right? Or no, that was the plane. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, I'm laughing because this is really mean. There was that submarine, that company that did the submersibles that went, that imploded.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of because with that one and the other one that also fascinates me is the Edmund Fitzgerald, because there's a song about it. The wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. It was going, I forget, it was some type of ship that was a working ship, so it had, freight on it.
Okay.
Which, don't ask me what it was. And at one point, if it had been like 11 knots ahead of the schedule, they wouldn't have died, but the whole ship went down.
Oh my God.
Because it was like November and it was cold and the gale winds came in and that was it. And there's a song about it.
Oh my God.
The guy literally took, what's his name? Oh, the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Google it while I'm talking.
Okay.
Gordon Lightfoot, I think. That might not be it.
Gordon Lightfoot?
Yeah, it is Gordon Lightfoot. So I read the newspaper article.
Mm-hmm.
His song lyrics are literally from that newspaper article.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, but that one's interesting too. So the reason I brought it up is, so both of them are at the bottom of the ocean or the bottom of the lake.
Okay.
And they've actually made decisions for the Edmund Fitzgerald as well. Like, we're not bringing up the dead. We're going to leave them where they are. Well, because they only found them like in the past 20 years type thing. And it was
And they're just going to leave them there?
Mm-hmm. The families decided to. It's so far down. No one's ever going to see him.
Yeah, but I don't like that. Oh my God.
You realize there's dead people in.
No, I know that there's dead people literally everywhere.
Okay.
But it's just the fact that, like, okay, if I died in a shipwreck, don't leave me in the ship that killed me.
Their thought behind it is, one, they didn't find him for a couple generations, first of all. So it was a couple generations. And it was, they're leaving them with their crew. They're leaving them with the people they died with. Yeah, it's not that they're just leaving them there. It's like they're leaving them to rest with that group.
No, I get that. But also, you know that one of them had beef with the other one, and they were like,
"No,
yeah, no. If this ship goes down, I'm gone. Like, I'm not taking you with me." And then now they're like, "Are you kidding me?
Why don't my bones have to rub against his
Yeah,
bones for eternity?
seriously?
Come on."
It's the last thing I want.
I do always think about that though. Not as much when I swim in Lake Michigan. So when I swim at Gilson Beach, it's very nice, and I don't think about it. But when I swim at Ohio Street Beach, which is where you come, I do occasionally go, is today the day I'm going to run into a dead body?
Oh, God.
And
yeah.
I laugh, but it's because it's true. Like, there could be that day. Of course, that'll be the last day.
Well, right. Exactly. That will be the last time.
What day will be the day you find a dead body in the lake? The last day I swim in that lake.
My mother just texted me and she said it's like the bunny in the fence. Yeah, so we had a bunny in the backyard who died with half of his body through the fence. I think he was a little large guy, and he thought that he could make it through, like, and it was like a wire fence, and I was like there. So my dad, of course, wasn't home. And so I go out there and I'm like crying because I love animals and I love bunnies. And this poor guy just wanted to like pass through and he couldn't. So I cut the fence like out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, like we have to bury him. But I need to cut the fence because he's still in the fence. You know, I just have a piece of it.
Right.
I need to cut the fence so that when his friends pass by, they're not like, haha, that loser like died going through a fence, like what an idiot. So it took me like a long time to finally like, because I was like like freaking out, but I cut the fence so that he was out of the fence so that he could rest in dignity.
Yes.
But it took so much mental strength to do that because I'm like sobbing. I have like 3 pairs of like work gloves on and I'm just like, oh my god, like what is going on? And its eyes were staring at me and I'm like, I'm so sorry. And then like I knew like, you know, because there was like wild bunnies in my backyard.
Right.
Which is where this
So
guy
you
came
did
from.
the good thing.
Yeah, but it was so terrible.
Yeah, I'm sure. That would be really hard to do.
Ugh.
Well, it is about that time. Wink, wink.
DJ Double Dip? Is it time?
Who is DJ Double Dip? Well, you're about to hear some of his awesome music, and you can find more music from DJ Double Dip on Bandcamp, Apple Music. What else?
SoundCloud.
Spotify. Yes.
Probably YouTube. Probably Amazon Music. That's a thing.
Speaking of YouTube, remember the writer, director, editor that we had on, Dan Stewart, and who did the local band movie?
Yes, I do.
I saw the local band movie this week. It was amazing, especially like considering it's an independent movie.
Yeah.
And it's going to be on YouTube this Friday. So as of tomorrow, if you want to check out some local artists and their work, go to YouTube, look for local band movie, Dan Stewart.
All right.
And check that out. It's about an hour, and it has a lot of local bands from the Chicago area in that movie. So it's very cool. So that's your suggestion of what to do.
Yeah, no, that's a great one.
But I also wanted to share our thought for the day. This is actually like in a bus or something, which is amazing. Slow down the speed at which you form an opinion on things you don't fully understand.
That was good.
Slow down the speed at which you form an opinion on things you don't fully understand. That's
period. Yeah.
Yes. Thanks for listening to Streaming Verse. We'll be back next Thursday at 7 p.m. You can catch the replays most Mondays at 5 p.m. Thanks for listening and keep it tuned to WHCM.